useful in the hospital.
Hmm.
We've lost a control point. They have us on the run. We need to hold the line.
Skywalker's got your back.
I tried to learn when I was in, and I don't care for it. Like, whenever I come home, the only people that speak Spanish to me are, like, my mom. And she usually, like, she only speaks Spanish to me when she's, like, pissed off with me. You hear the same thing, like, I already had, like, the words memorized. Me, Juan Emilio Andrade, pinche cochino, why are you here? Like, some random reason. How did you forget this day? You're supposed to remember, blah, 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 blah. She has a... Yes, we do. Her main complaint with me is forgetting stuff. Yeah, no, cochino is, cochino is, yeah, it's pig. It's cochino or cochina is be like, they're calling you nasty. It's like, it doesn't translate, I think, as well, but it's pretty much like, it's almost like nasty, but it's like, nah, it's like you're bad. That's like my mom's default thing whenever she's pissed off with me, is my full name and then that. And then it'll be a flurry of Spanglish at me. She doesn't like how she's smaller than me now, and I can pretty much hold her off with one hand.
So that is a coquino. Yes. Well, it's the same with La Malalaches of course, but means sour milk.
Like I just don't like those people that I would speak Spanish to. I have no desire to speak Spanish to because they speak English already, and it just seems like pointless. I don't know. Like, my nieces don't even speak Spanish, and their grandma always speaks Spanish to them, and they just stare at her sometimes, and then she'll finally start speaking English, and like, yep, they are Americanized. And the schools don't help. The schools don't help. The schools, from what I know from my sister. You did? They, if you're Mexican and you go to like an American school, they'll teach you English, and
if you speak Spanish, you can press 1 when you call a company and you can save a few seconds of your life.
What? Oh, because they don't have all the automated options sometimes.
Yeah, I thought it was pointless to speak it to the ones who understand English too. I felt like I was helping them.
Like, my sister, one of she tried to put my nieces in school. She had this big issue where they were trying to send my nieces. No. Like, I guess when she tried to get my nieces in school, they were trying to put them into these Spanish-only classes, but they don't speak Spanish, and they don't really have a need for it. And I'm not gonna lie, the Spanish classes were shit. Like, they treat you like you're, like, apparently from what my sister told me, they were treating them like they were, like, retarded. And it's like, my sister did everything she could to get my nieces out of those classes. Because she was really afraid that they were going to hold them back because they threw them in those schools. Not in those schools, but in those classes anyway.
Well, in Denmark we learn English in 1st grade, German in 4th, and French or Spanish in 7th and on.
That's a lot of languages to learn. I could have. I wanted to learn. There was a class for there was a class for Japanese and there was a class for Chinese in the high school, and I just never took it because I was a really big skipper back then. I did skip school like hell. So at least for like my freshman and junior year, I skipped school. Sophomore and senior year, I did not because I had a recruiter constantly banging on my door if I so much as skipped a day.
Immersion is tough. The Danes I met in Bosnia spoke 4 to 5 languages.
That's crazy. Well, not really. I mean, if you learn it, you learn it. That's more money to you.
America is so behind. It's because the country is small and insignificant, so we have to suck up to the bigger countries.
Ah, okay.
In Norway, you learn Spanish in grade 8.
They have control of the battlefield. We need to take the fight to them.
Huh. Why would
This
you?
is a badass moral of the story. I don't think America is so much behind as ethnocentric. LOL.
I know when I was in, they would pay you a ton of money if you knew other languages, at least ones that they cared about. If you spoke Spanish or let me see, Spanish. There was a Spanish, German, and a couple other languages. They didn't give a shit about it. But if you spoke like Chinese, Japanese, Russian, Arabic, and a couple other languages, it was like an extra $500 in your paycheck every month. I knew they had this big program, and from what I heard, they didn't like to pay you if you spoke more than if you spoke a shit ton of languages. They did not like to pay you for it. Like you had to fight them.
I think the Scandinavian countries are just more linguistics by nature. Credits. Arrows 99, you have 3263 credits. Chinese and Arabic were the ones I remember when I was trying to get in.
Chinese and Arabic? I know those were like they really wanted you to, like, if you could speak either one of those languages.
I have a friend that joined the Air Force as a linguist.
As a linguist?
Give the credits 50 new objective pursuit. 50 does not exist.
Hey, new TSM baby. The
TSM. Credits. Reaver 74, you have
I didn't
50 credits.
I didn't trust any of the linguists. A lot of their jobs were there are a lot of the linguists' jobs in the Navy, at least the CTs. Their jobs were super shady, and I didn't trust anything that they told me. Like anytime they were running or walking around me, I'm like,
Level.
they were just like they were like, I already had like a clearance and whatnot, and I could see a lot of stuff that they could that they can see, but their base is guarded by a whole Marine battalion. So a lot of the stuff they do is super shady, and I didn't trust the CTs. Anytime they were around me, I'm like, nope. Like, you need to go someplace else, sir. Whatever you do is super shady, and I don't trust it. Like, they're in my radio room, and there's an event. I was gonna say, they were in my radio room, and I was not allowed to see their equipment at all. Like, they had curtains around their equipment. That's how creepy they are.
Russian linguist is also desired in the military.
Oh, I know that for obvious reasons. I know that one very much. I got stuck in the Arctic.
Give the credits 100. Flirt chat. Some Wizard of Oz type stuff.
Yeah, I never. Anytime they were like, a lot of their stuff was always hidden behind curtains, and it was just like, I don't know. I don't even want to know what they were doing half the time.
Get K to yourself. For real. I'm gonna have to bust out a new movie. Smoke and mirrors and green curtains. Heist 100.
Like, they would always be like they'd always be like walking around, and like sometimes they would install stuff without telling you, and it would like So why did you do that? Like, why did you open up my equipment for? Oh, we were just installing a new edition. I was on a fast attack. Los Angeles improved.
Hey Liga, just what you think of the Bacter bomb? You pulled back the curtain to reveal a T setting in a deck of
I was on the improved Los Angeles class submarine. There's the Los Angeles class, and then there's the improved Los Angeles class subs. The improved Los Angeles class subs have bow planes and a VLS launching system.
Humor is number one. Got to go see ya, and thanks for being modded.
Alright, later, Lynette.
Credits. Colts 18CK0101. You have 1828.
Arrows, you're in Norway. What is with the whole Tuesday, Wednesday weekend thing? What's with the whole Tuesday, Wednesday weekend deal? Because we went out drinking on a Saturday, Sunday, thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be the night to go out drinking. Nope, Tuesday, Wednesday was. That was weird. Maybe it had something to do with Oslo, I don't know. But I remember going out to the bar and like the bartender said Tuesday, Saturdays and Sundays were the dead nights. It's like, what do you mean Saturdays and Sundays are the dead nights? It's the weekend. And nope, it's Tuesday, Wednesday. The days we actually had to go in and do work. So curfews and everything. No, ballistics are like double the size, Reaver. The SSBNs, I didn't trust any sailor that was from an SSBN. They are lazy and useless. Ballistic submarine, okay. Yeah, that was weird, really odd.
He asked Errol's.
Errol's and New Objective are the same person. The ballistics.
Useless feels Batman.
Well, okay. Describe why I say they're lazy and useless. We had a first class who came from a SSBN. Oh, he originally, that was his first class of submarine, was an SSBN, and he came to us after somehow managing to avoid submarines for 16 years. And when he came to us, he knew absolutely nothing about submarines. He was utterly useless. He could not fight fires. He was terrible. He was terrible. I hated him. I didn't hate him, but sometimes I'm like, you're first class, man. What do you mean you don't know how to do this? And he was so intimidated by chiefs. I'm like, come on, man. You're first class. You're the one supposed to be defending us and whatnot. Instead, you're cowering and going belly up every time they yell at you. I caught him on the... Yeah.
How did he get that far?
He got that far by sucking up to everybody and brown-nosing everyone to hell. He made chief somehow. I feel sorry for the next division that gets him.
Some people are good at skating.
Yeah. We were in Spain. I came in drunk as hell in Spain, and I walked into the radio room. Every 4 hours, he's supposed to send a message out, and he couldn't remember how to do it. He somehow managed to skate the whole day by having my chief do it. He had my chief do it all day, and finally I came in at midnight when he was supposed to do it again, and there he was, knocked down the keyboard, like 30 minutes left to send off this message before Squadron starts calling us. And I had to, I woke him up. He's trying to get my drunk ass to do it. I'm like, I ain't touching it. I'm not touching it. I will walk you through it, but I'm not touching nothing. And we almost got screwed. It was just like, I was like, I could have gotten so much trouble, even for helping him when I was drunk. Like, I could have gotten in serious